Welcome to BikeBeat. The 2025 BMW R18 isn't just a motorcycle, it's a rolling homage to heritage, a cruiser that channels the soul of BMW's legendary past while packing the muscle and tech of today. If you've ever fantasized about straddling a machine that feels like a time capsule with modern guts, the R18 might just be your dream ride. Let's dive right into what makes this beast so compelling. First off, there's no ignoring the heart of the R18, that massive 1,802 cubic centimeters air and oil-cooled boxer twin engine. BMW calls it the Big Boxer, and for good reason. It's the largest displacement boxer they've ever built for a motorcycle. Push the starter, and the bike shudders to life with a deep, throaty rumble that's impossible to ignore. It produces 91 horsepower at 4,750 RPM and a monstrous 116 lb-ft of torque at just 3,000 RPM. That torque curve is where the magic happens. You feel the grunt almost immediately, perfect for laid-back cruising and highway overtaking alike. Twisting the throttle, the R18 surges forward with an almost mechanical honesty. There's no high-revving drama here, this engine thrives on torque and presence. It's not about speed, it's about sensation. The exposed shaft drive, the mechanical throb, and the deliberate way it moves all feed into this visceral riding experience that feels more analog than digital in the best way possible. In terms of ride quality, BMW has gone with a double-loop steel tube frame and a cantilever rear suspension that cleverly hides the rear shock, giving it a hardtail look while still soaking up bumps. The bike is heavy, over 760 pounds fully fueled, but it carries that weight low, thanks to the Boxer engine's layout. That means it stays remarkably planted, even when cornering. At low speeds, it's manageable, but this is definitely a bike that rewards smooth, deliberate inputs. Design-wise, the 2025 R18 is a masterclass in retro-modern styling. It draws heavy inspiration from the 1936 BMW R5, and you see that lineage in the exposed drive shaft, the teardrop tank with classic pinstriping, the exposed valve covers, and even the double cradle frame. It's dripping in nostalgia, but there's a refined precision to every curve. Chrome accents glint in the sunlight, while blacked-out engine components and exhausts give it a modern edge, especially in the new Shadow Edition and Roctane variants. This year's model brings a few updates worth noting. BMW has refined the throttle response and smoothed out some of the low-speed fueling that riders had previously commented on. The electronics package is subtle but effective. You've got ride modes Rock, Roll, and Rain. Yes, BMW gave them those names. Rock gives you the most aggressive throttle map, while Roll softens it out for everyday use, and Rain tamps things down for slippery conditions. Cruise control, automatic stability control, and optional hill start assist add modern convenience, without ever getting in the way of the pure riding feel. For those who want more tech, there's optional adaptive cornering lights, keyless ride, and even a reverse gear, incredibly useful when maneuvering this big cruiser in tight spaces. The R18 also embraces customization. BMW worked closely with custom builders to ensure the bike was modular and easy to modify. From ape hangers to solo bobber seats, fishtail pipes to custom wheels, the R18 is a blank canvas for garage tinkerers and pro builders alike. You'll also find a wide range of official BMW accessories and aftermarket support to personalize everything from performance to aesthetics. The seating position is feet forward, but not extreme, more relaxed than aggressive. The ergonomics are roomy, especially for taller riders. The seat is plush, and for longer rides, it stays comfortable. Passenger accommodations depend on the variant. The base model is more stripped down, while the R18 Classic and Transcontinental versions come with windshields, bags, and backrests for two-up touring. Speaking of variants, the R18 now comes in several flavors: the base R18, the R18 Classic, the R18B for bagger, the full-dress R18 Transcontinental, and now the R18 Roctane, a more blacked-out, urban custom version with a slightly sportier attitude. Each one caters to a slightly different rider, but all share that same core identity: bold, muscular, and dripping with character. Fuel capacity is just under 4.2 gallons, and real-world fuel economy hovers around 40 to 45 miles per gallon depending on how hard you ride. That gives you a decent cruising range, and with cruise control engaged, it's easy to knock out long miles in comfort. Now, let's talk pricing. The base model R18 starts around $15,000, but by the time you start adding options or stepping up to the bagger or transcontinental variants, you can easily push past $20,000. The Roctane comes in at just under $19,000. That puts it in direct competition with bikes like the Harley-Davidson Softail Heritage, Indian Chief, and even some touring-oriented Triumphs. But what sets the R18 apart isn't just the price or the features, it's the identity. This is a BMW through and through. It doesn't try to be a Harley clone. It leans into German engineering, BMW's Boxer legacy, and a unique sense of restrained power. It's a cruiser for riders who want vintage charm, but don't want to compromise on refinement or quality. So, who's the R18 really for? It's for riders who appreciate craftsmanship, heritage, and the emotional side of motorcycling. It's not a performance machine in the sport bike sense, and it's not a lightweight commuter. It's a statement bike. A conversation starter. Something you ride because it makes you feel something, not because you need to get from A to B. To wrap it up, the 2025 BMW R18 isn't for everyone. But for those it speaks to, it speaks loud and clear. It's bold, unapologetically unique, and brimming with soul. In a world of increasingly homogenized motorcycles, the R18 stands tall as a throwback that looks backward to move forward. For BikeBeat, this has been a closer look at the 2025 BMW R18, a cruiser that blends history, heart, and horsepower like few others. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the ride, subscribe for more two-wheeled content, and drop a comment if you think the R18 deserves a spot in your garage. Until next time, ride safe, ride smart, and keep the rubber side down.